Welcome, everyone. I'm excited today because I have a very special guest here joining me, Saqib, and he is the man behind the vision, the overall goal to enable Pakistan and really build up an e-commerce empire there. So I'm really excited to have him here and talk about a little bit more about what he does and what his goals are, vision for 2021 and beyond. So to kick things off, Saqib, why don't you mind introducing yourself a little more? Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Ronaldo, for bringing me in your session. So I think it's really great to see the people are now starting to see the revolution in Pakistan, which we started almost 2.5 years ago, with the aim to make Pakistan as an e-commerce hub. So the whole idea behind was to introduce an Amazon marketplace to the people of Pakistan and giving a passive income mindset. So the people who can afford it can actually start their own business on Amazon, or the people who cannot afford it, who can learn the system and offer their services to those people. So created like an ecosystem where we connect these two people in, and then it just become a massive moment when people started to earn money and started to make a passive income mindset. Being as an Amazon seller for the last 10 plus years, so I moved back from England to Pakistan with the aim to share this knowledge and sharing my success story with the people, and then created like thousands of success stories against that. So it's obviously an amazing feeling to be in. So I look after enablers whose aim is to enable people of Pakistan and across the globe who actually wants to set up their own passive income mindset or wants to sell on Amazon or any other international market, basically. So this is sort of a really high level overview about myself.
That's awesome, and I did do some searches, and I looked. And you're everywhere. You're all over YouTube. You all the different social media channels, and especially, of course, your website. It looks like there's content available there. Tell me a little bit more about where it is that you currently are focused on and what you're concentrated on. Maybe where people can dive deeper into what it is that you are up to, what Enablers is up to.
So our mission is to, by the end of 2023, to have 200,000 entrepreneurs who can actually potentially be doing their e-commerce businesses from Pakistan, and then created an employment opportunities, which is the big challenge here. So as we know, the Pakistan is on the 4th number of freelancing country in the entire world. And our aim is to make this to the number one, with the aim of people giving a mindset while they are doing studies, while they're doing a job, while they're doing another business, and then doing a passive income mindset. So they don't just throw all the eggs into one basket. So if the basket throws out, then they all get gone. So we wanted to make sure they have different baskets to make a passive income. And Amazon I feel, is the best place to start a passive income mindset. So what our plans are from now onwards is to at least the people who can actually start with $500 a month and then move on to $1,000, $2,000, and so onwards. So we will give different types of mindset to the people who do not have an investment. We give them a free video courses, and there are 70 plus income streams which we have given to the people, that at least they can start something while they're doing something else, or they're not doing anything. The second aspect is if they feel they require a mentorship. So we have all across in Pakistan the people who are providing mentorship, who are actually successful people already. So they're not just the trainers also. And then building up this whole movement and army where the people and the world can actually recognize the quality of the work. So we're not just training this army. Actually, we are making sure the quality, ethics, professionalism, and the knowledge is really up to date. So we give them all the support, and we are on the backside of their any issue which they raise while working for their clients or something like this. So How do we evaluate it? We have a certification system where we make sure the people who have learned all the system are actually being really evaluated properly before they offer their services and go outside to the world and start representing themselves and as well as their country, because whoever is hiring, they must also ask these questions: where are you from? And this is the motive behind it, to making sure that they represent their country, they are fully trained and they are actually making the best out of it. So the Pakistan at the end can be known with e-commerce and lots, because we all know this is something going crazy. We have seen after the COVID, it has gone massively. And I'm sure you must have seen from your Jungle Scout stats, actually, the Pakistan is becoming really heavily and started to use your tools, and lots of business has been generated from Pakistan to Jungle Scout. So lots of people are buying. We have hundreds of thousands of students who we are recommending to use these tools to do product hunting and lots of other things. So, I mean, the aim is to really help and empower people, and then doing e-commerce businesses all across the world. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I really like how you incorporate the mentorship piece or the mentorship component, because I think a lot of it, yes, knowledge is power, but in my early stages when I first started selling on Amazon, one of the biggest challenges is that you're learning on your own and you're making all these mistakes. And I think that that's the power of mentorship, is that it will actually help in avoiding those challenges, those hurdles that you're going to potentially run into. So that's powerful. And now you mentioned that you're based out of Pakistan, but is this only for individuals that reside in Pakistan, or is your course content available to just worldwide, globally?
It is available worldwide and for all across the world. But what we do is we have quite a lot of programs, such as giving a free access to 70 plus courses, and that free access is only for Pakistani. But the people who are residing outside of Pakistan, they will have to pay for it. And same for any other courses and trainings which we provide for others. So our idea is mainly for people to learn freely from here, and then if they want mentorship, then they can. So we have students from all across the world. I hardly see any student, any country, obviously from now, that do not have a student there. So it's almost at least few or one student has been taking our sessions via us. So the movement has gone really massively worldwide. We just started like a 1 or 2%, and then the army has just grown day by day, and hence the people all across the world has started to approach that what is this going on, because obviously Amazon is actually a giant. It's the world's largest platform, and the world's largest platform actually has a huge army, and where these armies sitting is in Pakistan. So this obviously has catered and given attention to the world to enforce it to start using the army, which is obviously getting ready.
And that's a powerful vision, I think, to focus on Pakistan, which has already all the talent, has everything in its capacity to enable, right? To enable this entrepreneurial spirit. And one thing that really struck my attention is how you're utilizing that, and how you're just giving it this much exposure to the world, but at the same time you're empowering your people. That's phenomenal. So kudos to you and your team and everyone on building this. You did mention something that is very that we see on a now daily, is that a lot of our viewership of content that we put out, or when we go live, we do see a lot of people from Pakistan come in there, and so it's pretty impressive to see this exponential growth that's happening there, as well as people that are using our tools to be able to do product research and supplier research, all that good stuff that Jungle Scout has to offer. So you talk about how e-commerce is blowing up, in particular Amazon. Definitely, the pandemic has hit, on a global scale, it's really affected the brick and mortar business. But one thing that we have found is that, the e-commerce space is really taking up a greater market share, in particular Amazon. In your experience, how has that translated over to the Enablers organization?
I think the people are really hungry in Pakistan to learn and actually make a contribution to the society, because our e-commerce market share is not as huge as other marketplaces, e-commerce marketplaces are. So because the people are pretty emotional about their country, and they just don't really look at that they are going to be getting success because of just for their family. But what the mindset we are building is, let's get success and then make others success. Because if this mindset is actually building, then the people push them more themselves to get it success. So this chain is building. So this is how the culture and all that is building. But obviously the people do have challenges to work on Amazon. There's lots of issues comes up in suspensions and lots of things, because Amazon has some limitations in Pakistan. So hence we are enforcing people on Amazon to see the army and the people are getting ready for it. You must utilize. It's like there's a huge population in Pakistan. So I think more than 3 times more than Europe population is in Pakistan. So it's obviously the army is there and the people are capable enough to sort of take things forward. And challenges are everywhere. And as you just mentioned, whenever you go live or anyone, just people start to sort of get engaged because they're so hungry to learn. And this is the culture which has been built out from the last 2.5 years, or which the world and even the Pakistani government, lots of people have seen how this army has been built up. So our plan is to sort of to work together as a team, because what we see is Jungle Scout is really a potential tool for the people of Pakistan that lots of people are using. And we will obviously speak to you that how we can bring more discounted rates for the people of Pakistan. This is lots of people can't afford it, but they still want to do learning and start to make it. And recently we worked with others, services providers as well. So we will expect sort of a similar thing for the people here, where they can get some advantage becoming an emerging force. So I expect that in the next few weeks or so, we formalize something and then offer something as a gesture of goodwill for people here who can potentially start using Jungle Scout who can't afford it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we do see that influx of users from Pakistan. So it's incredible to see, and we're always looking for ways to help and enable the entrepreneurial space and helping in the success of Amazon. One way that we do that is we put out a lot of free content. You're probably familiar with the $1 Million Case Study. This is actually a really fascinating way to learn how to sell on Amazon. It's on our YouTube page. We're in season 5 of the $1 Million Case Study. Every season is a new product launch, and it's a behind the scenes look on everything from product research to finding a supply, to sourcing a product, to getting it at Amazon and launching a successful launch and managing from beyond. So I was a part of season 4 in the $1 Million Case Study. We're now, like I said, we're now in the 5th season. I would encourage everyone to take a look at it, and it's junglescout.com/MDCS/season-5. And you'll be able to see this whole process of end to end on how to sell on Amazon, in particular using Jungle Scout's tools, because of course, when you're in there, you got to familiarize yourself with those tools. So yeah, I think that there's tons of success stories that we hear all the time. What I would like to hear is tell me of a success story of maybe one of your students and what maybe through the mentorship program. be interesting to see. What would you say if there's one that stands out to you? Which one?
Yeah, I think there are thousands of success stories, but one that stands out to me is the person who used to live in a village in Pakistan, back in KP area. It's like tribal areas that you used to live there, and he kind of saw our videos where we explained how to find a winning product via using different types of tools such as Jungle Scout. Because we have defined a product hunting criteria, that how to find a product which has a huge demand but the less competition. So these type of things the people can learn and then can sell it. So the guy really took it seriously and he learned the whole system. He used to be a truck loader, used to stuff. I used to put stuff in the truck and all that. He has no really courage to learn all of this, but he saw his friends that doing it, and then he started to learn all of this, and he just gone crazy. And he started to sell his products by $300 one product, and been selling quite a lot. And then once we published him as a success story on our platform, he has gone viral. This is hundreds of millions of people have seen his videos, and now he has hired his team because he can't cope the work. Lots of people are actually giving him work. And right now, he has a team of virtual assistants who are actually working on behalf of him. So this really stands out to me, that the person who just started being as a truck loader, who didn't really have an IT background or so, and after using tools, because he gets so masters in it, and then started selling the products to the entire world. So this really excites me, that the people are taking really seriously and using these tools like Jungle Scout or so, and really helping the people. So I encourage that because he was mostly using Jungle Scout. So I encourage that these sort of success stories should be published at your website as well, because it just highlights the people that after using Jungle Scout, the people who didn't used to do anything, but now they are making pretty decent, handsome kitchen money. So that's really stand out to me, and it's really made me feel proud.
Absolutely, and it would be great. Yeah, we would love to connect with these seller success stories. In fact, we have we put out content periodically, and the title of the content is Seller Success Stories. So yeah, we would love to get some names of individuals that have had success on selling on Amazon, and I would just love to interview them and get their story out there, because I think that a lot of with entrepreneurship, everybody makes it sound like that it's cakewalk, that it's easy. The reality is that it has its challenges and its obstacles, and what gets you through those challenges and those obstacles are stories like this, right? The inspiration that you find through someone else's story of how they started with nothing and made something. That's always very moving and kind of moves us forward. If we stumble. I myself, when I launched my first product, it was a failure, and had I just left it at that, then I would have never been able to proceed. And that was back in 2016. Here I am, and like I said, I just continued. I just dusted myself off. I moved forward, and a lot of times I think that just hearing these stories really, for me in particular, I relied heavily on like success stories to be able to just say, I'm not going to let this interfere with me moving forward, pressing on, and really doing more. But awesome. And in this whole process, tell me a little bit. I know you mentioned that he hired VAs, so I do find that one that is something that there's a lot of emphasis in Pakistan, correct? Like if they can't sell on Amazon's platform directly, many of your students as a way to generate income, passive income, they can do some type of virtual assistant type work. Am I correct in that?
Yes, correct. So basically, the people sometimes do have a limitation to open an account from Pakistan. And also they have a limitation of funds as well, because in order to sell on Amazon, you have to have, unless you're doing drop shipping, but there are other ways of doing, like private label, getting your own brand, doing in a wholesale or something, selling other brands. or drop shipping, but you still need an investment or something. So that's why we built a culture here that, look, there are 3,000 people per day joining Amazon, 1.2 million people are joining per year at Amazon, and obviously the previous sellers as well. So they need a force who can potentially work for them. Obviously, not everyone is getting success because the competition is there. So you got to be building your own sort of quality, professionalism, ethics, lots of other things which we are training to the people that they can potentially stand out from the crowd, hence distinguishing ourselves with others. And that's really the aim, where the people can choose Pakistan as a first priority because of so many filters behind it to get a person who becomes in the market. So, well, yes, so it's obviously something which we like to work with you down the line, and we'll take things forward together.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was thinking back, like the many times that I've used different type of service providers, different platforms, be it trying to think of like I've used in the past Fiverr. I think I've also used. We now have Jungle Market, so I use Jungle Market. But there's been several different platforms that I've used in the past, and come to think about it, many of the people that I worked with were from Pakistan, and it's amazing though, because the quality of work was always there, and it was always a pleasure to work with these different individuals. Anything from like graphic design to do some custom coding for a website for one of my products and so forth. So it was, it's fascinating, the skill set that was on display. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're always obviously in the space of helping and empowering Amazon sellers in particular, and so we're always looking for ways to enable or to provide that bridge. So we look forward to our continued conversations and seeing what we can do to help you with your mission, with your vision to proceed forward.
Yeah.
Because from our standpoint, it's a very beautiful vision, and definitely what I encourage everyone to do is to pay a visit to your different sites that you have. What would be the best way to connect with you or to connect with your audience?
So our group is called eCommerce by Enablers, enablers.org/group, where there's lots of potential sellers or existing sellers or the services providers are setting. So I encourage you to come into that group and share your knowledge as well, where the people will be really excited to see you. We also plan that to set some sessions with you where you potentially share your knowledge and how this tool works, more deeper dive into it, because obviously we know how it works, but the man obviously behind these tools is always good to get some knowledge from the product owners behind it. So we'll bring you as well on there, and also we're planning a big international summit in Pakistan with lots of people to bring into it, and we expect you to be the part of it as well in Pakistan, where we welcome you and we'll show you around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I look forward to that. How do you see that transpiring? How are things working out? I know that with this pandemic, I haven't really done any traveling. How are things working out over there in Pakistan? Do you think by summer, you're saying everything will be?
What I feel is after April, May, things will start to get normal, and by July, August, we should be forgetting. That's how my prediction is, that by August we should be behaving as normal, like we used to.
Yeah, definitely with the vaccine, that should open up a lot of opportunities now, and then I look forward to getting out again. I literally have been working remotely, trapped in my home, but luckily, we've been able to manage. So it's been a pleasure.
Where about you based right now?
I live in Orlando, Florida area, the Orlando, Florida area.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, it's yeah, the weather's nice. Fortunately, I can get out in my neighborhood and get my workout in, my runs in. But for the most part, try to avoid very like populated areas.
Yeah.
So,
Brilliant. Okay.
it's been a
Great.
pleasure, Saqib, and look
Great.
forward to keeping in touch and seeing how Enablers just blows up and continues to make its dent in this world.
We hope so. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.